we're going to be taking a look at stock price, earnings, sales, and debt, and what those mean for your stocks. So with stock price, you want to make sure that this is going up every year so that they're making money, they're increasing in value. Their earnings, you want to make sure it's going up every year. You also want to make sure their sales is going up every year. Their debt, on the other hand, just like with your personal finances, you want to make sure that is going down or about the same every year, because if they're incurring more debt than they are making sales, then that's going to outweigh, their profitability, and they're not, after a while, they're not going to be able to sustain, and they're not going to do well. It's just like I said with your personal finances. If your debt keeps increasing, you're going to run out of money to be able to pay your bills, and then that leads to bankruptcy, et cetera, et cetera. Same thing for companies. So you want to make sure that that debt is going down or is about the same each year, okay? To find a list of stocks that you can invest in each industry, you're first going to search for Yahoo Finance Industry List. And from that list that it pulls up, you're just going to select Sector List, and it's going to bring up a stock screener. So on this stock screener, you're going to click on Create New Screener. You're going to leave everything the same up here at the top. So you want to search these exchanges. Market cap, we're going to leave alone because we want to see everything. Price, you want to put in $19. I always advise trading or investing in stocks that are $20 or more, because those tend to be more higher quality stocks than anything less than that. When you go less than that, you start to get into penny stocks, and they are not good for investing or trading. It's just not something that I advocate for you doing, doing penny stocks. So I always do 19 so that I can capture any stocks that are 20 and above. Maybe they were 20 and they closed today at like 1980 or something like that. I don't want to discount them because they're not $20 or more for that day. So I put in $19, and that way I can get anything that, is essentially $20 and above. All right. And then from each day's email, you're going to select the sector. So the first day is, let's see, consumer goods. So we're going to do beverages for day one. Consumer goods, and then you're going to search through here. You've got beverages. So you can look up beverages, soft drinks, brewers, wineries, and distilleries. Maybe you were wanting to look up cigarettes or tobacco products, processed foods. Like, this is where you can really narrow in on the industry. So select the industry that you want, and then you just click Find Stocks, and it's going to give you a list of companies that fall within that industry. Select from that list the company, at least 2 companies that you want to look into. Click on the stock symbol for the company you want to look into, and it'll bring up the profile for that company. Let me show you an example with an apparel company. It's going to give me the company name, their stock symbol, and their current stock price as of the last trading day, right? You want to go over to profile. What I love about the profile section is if you scroll all the way down, this description area will tell you what other companies this company owns. For instance, L Brands. This used to be the Limited. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Limited company, but this was Limited company, and they've changed their name to L Brands. Well, they own Victoria's Secrets and Bath and Body Works, and there's some other companies up in here that they own. But White Barn Candle Company, I would have never known that they owned all these companies. But you may have thought of Bath and Body Works, but not have been able to find a stock for Bath and Body Works. That's because Bath and Body Works is owned by L Brand. Okay, so this is just different ways of finding out how a company is traded, or what a company is owned by another company. Okay, I love looking here to see who owns what. That's how I found out that Dunkin' Donuts owns, look at this, there's an ad over here. I found out that Dunkin' Donuts actually owns Baskin Robbins. I had no idea until I looked them up, right? Okay, so you can find that kind of information here in the description. Now, to find the stock price, what you're going to do is go to historical data. Same difference. So you're going to go to historical data here, and it's going to pull up all the stock pricing. What you want to get is the last stock price of the year for the past 3 years, okay? And what we're going to to get that is just click here on the date and adjust the time frame. So start date is as long as it's sometime last year. I'm going to change this to December 31st, 2016, okay? That's done. I'm going to hit apply, and it's going to give me the stock prices for that date range, right? Oh, because I put 2016. Here we go, 2015, because I want last year. Okay, and all I'm really concerned with is the last day, that December 31st, if they have it. Or it might be the 30th, whatever the last trading day for that year was. And it looks like it was December 31st, okay? So what you're going to write down is the closing price. That is the very last price that this sold for on that day before the market closed. So 95.82 is what you'll write. And then you'll go back and do the same thing for 2014 and 2013. And what you want to make sure is that that price is going up every year. For the earnings, you're going to scroll back up, go over to financials. Once you're on financials tab, you're going to scroll down and make sure you're looking at the income statement. So to find earnings, you're going to scroll down to the net income from operations. You want to make sure that this is going up every year. You want to make sure their net income is going up. Their earnings is increasing. That's a good sign, okay? So write these down on your worksheet, okay? The next thing we're going to look for is their revenue or their sales. Revenue and sales, same thing. Scroll back up. The revenue sales is their gross profit, okay? You want to make sure that this is going up every year as well, because that means they're selling more items, they're bringing in more profits. Debt. You want to make sure their debt is going down. So we're going to click over here on the balance sheet, scroll down to total liabilities. This is their total debt. You want to make sure this is going down or about the same every year. All right. So you can see 2013, it was 7,568,000, right? The next year it went down some, but the year after that it went back up. So this will allow you to look at all of these different items together as a whole to see, okay, their debt went up, but did their sales go up as well? I mean, it's okay if their debt went up some, but if their sales increased, maybe they bought more products, they had to bring on different manufacturers, things like that. So the debt going up may not be a bad thing if their sales went up too. But if their sales went down, that means they took on more debt, but they haven't been selling anything. Not a good thing, all right? So those are the four things we're going to look for in these stocks for investing. Once you look them up, we're going to look for the stock price, see if it's increasing, earnings, sales, make sure those are increasing, and debt, make sure it is going down. Then, for trading purposes, take a look at the stock price and make sure that it is changing 50 cents to $1 per day. This can be up or down. This will make sure that you're picking stocks for trading purposes that will generate enough movement and income. So welcome to the challenge again. I'm so excited. If you have questions, please leave them on each day's conversation thread. Leave a comment telling us what company you found, okay? What stock, what's its symbol, what are you learning about it? Are you finding new companies that you had never heard of before? Let us know, because like I said, this is exciting, and it's fun to see when you find new companies and find out the different things there are out there to invest in. It's very exciting. All right, so I'm excited to have you guys doing this challenge, and let me know if you have any questions.